Now, Major Miller also says not to, under any circumstances, provide your personal information or financial information over the phone. Live in Statesville, Jesse Pierre, WCNC Charlotte.
Good heads up. Thanks, Jess.
Every morning, your mission is to get ahead of traffic. Our mission is to save you time and get you there safe.
You can trust WCNC Charlotte to alert you to trouble spots impacting your commute. Stay on the move with WCNC Impact Traffic. WCNC Plus. Stream now.
Right now, a local Boy Scout troop is asking for your help. Police in Pineville say a thief stole their trailer from a church, and while the trailer was found, all the camping gear inside is now gone. WCNC Charlotte's Julia Kaufman shows us how you can make a difference tonight.
The Boy Scout motto is be prepared, but nothing could have prepared a Pineville Boy Scout troop for losing thousands of dollars worth of camping gear after this trailer was stolen and dumped in a field. Scoutmaster Harry Kaiser always locks up his troop's trailer, but that didn't stop a thief from dragging it out of this church lot and breaking in.
They just ripped everything off here, so you can't use that now.
The trailer, now empty,
everything's gone.
Was once filled with years of good memories.
25 years worth of scouting stuff, so all of our tents, all of our camping gear, all of our flags, all of the custom stuff we've made over the years.
Police recovered the trailer in a field in Lancaster County. Now parent Pradeep Sundrial has started a GoFundMe to replace the gear and fix the trailer.
Cooking utensils, stoves and everything, we either sold or disposed them.
They estimate it will cost roughly $16,000.
That got broken.
Police say the suspect is already in jail for several theft charges in Lancaster County after allegedly taking the trailer. The Pineville Police Department has pending warrants to bring him to Mecklenburg County. Despite the loss,
we're starting from scratch again.
Troop 502 is staying positive.
Some memories which were built over 25 years of the scouting, those are gone. But at least new things we can replenish essentials like tents, gas stoves, propane tank.
You can find their GoFundMe on WCNC.com. Julia Kaufman, WCNC Charlotte.
Well, tonight we are revealing our latest Hyundai hometown hero. After all our region has endured with Helene, it is only fitting that we shine the spotlight on a special person helping the community recover. And if you can believe this, we are now more than 2 months into what could be years of cleanup and rebuilding. This hero is committed, though, to making an impact for as long as it takes, and now has a brand new Hyundai Santa Fe from our Charlotte area Hyundai dealers to help with her efforts.
When the floodwaters rose, homes splintered, and mud flowed in.
It's really hard, and it's hard to see it, and it's hard to be in it.
The impact of Helene was clear. A battered high country.
It's heavy, and every day it almost feels heavier.
But as neighbors emerged to help neighbors, so did hope that the community was not broken.
Take it day by day. People are in your corner, will always be here. If anybody needs anything.
Jennifer Triplett is among those who stepped up, even as she dealt with her own storm damage.
And she's still going to school full time to be a nurse practitioner. Then the hurricane happened, and then the bank behind her house caved in.
Christy Tester says her cousin couldn't help but see what others were going through.
And people are in campers, or they're in tents, or they're displaced regardless, and their animals aren't with them. It's hard.
So Triplett got to work using her network of friends and social media to scramble donations and deliver them to neighbors in need.
We started replacing people's appliances, furniture, any kind of furniture, any sort of fridge, stove, wood stove, really anything. Jen was literally able to get anything.
In fact, when Triplett recently showed up outside the Boone Chamber of Commerce, she thought she was meeting someone with a fresh batch of donations.
I don't know about all this.
What she learned.
But we heard what an amazing job that you've been doing helping folks recover from Hurricane Helene. And we just want to say thank you so much. And we want to let you know that you are our Hyundai hometown hero.
It was time for the giver to receive.
On behalf of the Charlotte area dealers, I present to you your brand new Hyundai Santa Fe. You're very welcome.
Wow, this is crazy. Yeah, I'm just humbled by it. I don't really know what to say. There's so many people that deserve this right now,
We want to make sure that we're out in the community, and we want to make sure that we're taking care of the community members that take care of us. It's a blessing to see someone that's really reaching out to the community, asking for help, you know, and then reaching out for others that don't know how to reach out for themselves.
She's just helping one person at a time, and she's just making a big difference in this community.
But it's such a blessing, and I appreciate it so much. I'll use it to the best of my ability to keep making these donations.
A promise this Hyundai hometown hero made good on almost immediately.
I'll make sure it goes to good home. I know you will, dear.
We're all here. We're all together, and this too shall pass. We'll get through it.
And so we heard her talking about how she was just so humbled, and she's like, I can think of so many people who deserve this vehicle. This probably won't surprise you to hear this next, but when she found out that she had this new car, she was basically talking about, well, I guess my old car is up for grabs. Who am I going to give this one to? Yeah. So just like always a servant's heart and wanting to give.
She's thinking ahead and thinking obviously about that next person, even when she's getting something herself. So that's great. And that's how a lot of folks in Western North Carolina have had to act to try and survive over these last couple of months. So it's so great to see. Thank you to all of the Charlotte area dealers who provided that opportunity.
Yeah.
WCNC Weather Impact, your trusted source for winter weather and beyond. From frost and freezes to snow, get the up-to-date forecast on your schedule.
Your Weather Impact team only on WCNC Charlotte.
Stream now on WCNC Plus.
Time now to connect the dots. When we make the news make sense. Today, National Ugly Christmas Sweater Day, and you can thank your great Aunt Edna for making it such a big deal.
Ugly Christmas sweaters are a staple of the holiday season with a colorful history. Let's connect the dots. Christmas sweaters have been around for a long time. Back when people used to knit sweaters, experts say they probably created the ugly trend by accident. The trend became even more popular when Cliff Huxtable sported the offbeat sweaters on The Cosby Show back in the 1980s. Fast forward to the 21st century, we can actually thank the city of Vancouver for the rise of ugly sweater parties. Two guys there started throwing sweater soirees. The first such a hit, parties started popping up all over North America, and being ugly turned into a sport. So every third Friday in December, we celebrate National Ugly Sweater Day. And that is connecting the dots.
WCNC Weather Impact, your trusted source for winter weather and beyond.
We're committed to keeping you safe, informed, and weather aware.
From frost and freezes to snow, the WCNC Weather Impact team tells you the timing and the essentials you need to know. Get the up-to-date forecast on your schedule, always streaming on WCNC Plus.
Your Weather Impact team only on WCNC Charlotte.
Stream now on WCNC Plus.
Let's turn now to that WCNC Charlotte Weather Impact forecast as we take a live look this morning over Beach Mountain. A lot of folks out there skiing this morning, and what a beautiful day to do that. Cold weather, but a sunny day to take on the slopes. Meteorologist Becca Birdsall joining us now. And Becca, tell us a little bit more about what they're expecting there in the mountains.
Yeah, definitely cold throughout the day, but slightly warmer than it was for yesterday. In fact, this morning dropped down to about 25 degrees, but we're on the warm up. That sunshine, though, is not going to be warming us up much as we take a live look outside from downtown Monroe, courtesy of our Mr. Sparky Carolina Cam Network. Currently 36 degrees. Just a slight breeze out there is making us feel like 31. So that's what you're going to want to dress like as you step out the door this afternoon. Now, temperatures will be slowly warming up out of the 30s into the 40s later on this afternoon, with high temperatures close to about 45. Yesterday we did 43, so just slightly warmer than that. It will be slightly warmer as we head into tonight into early tomorrow morning as well. Waking up for your Christmas Eve morning, close to 30 across the metro area and middle 20s to start off your Tuesday morning. Now, we're still keeping cold thanks to that high pressure system that continues to evict that cold air across the Carolinas, but then watching for that low pressure system off the Carolina coast, and that's going to bring us some moisture tonight into early tomorrow morning with some slight rain chances from about midnight to daybreak. Certainly not going to be much, and our next cold front coming on Tuesday is going to push all of that moisture out. So here's what I'm talking about on that futurecast. 80 evening plans tonight, you'll be good. Definitely don't need the poncho, but we will see some clouds increase, especially east of I-77. A few sprinkles, a few areas of light spotty freezing rain certainly possible with this. It's just not looking much, and it's also going to going to be finding some dry air. I do want to caution you, though, that if anything does fall, temperatures will likely be below freezing as you wake up for your Christmas Eve morning. So if you're venturing out on the roadways, just exercise some caution. We have some slick spots out on the roadways, especially on bridges and overpasses. If you're planning out your Christmas Eve and your Christmas Day, here is what that is looking like. I got a cold start for your Christmas Eve morning, but we'll see lots of sun for the afternoon and some much warmer temperatures, highs making a run back finally into the middle 50s, right where we should be for this time of year. And Christmas Day, we'll have a very similar setup starting off in the lower 30s. We'll see lots of sunshine for the day, maybe a few high clouds mixed in with it. Once again, highs will be in the middle 50s. Now, rain chances, we slim to none over the next couple of days. Best chance does look to come, especially Saturday night into portions of your Sunday. If you are looking for a warm up, we do have one, the extended forecast, as we take a look at that 6-day temperature outlook as we approach the final days of December. It looks like we will get that warm up. So we'll stay in the 50s, very seasonable conditions pretty much Tuesday all the way through this weekend, but we'll be back into the lower 60s for next Monday and Tuesday, which is the two final last days of December. Live look outside over in Blowing Rock. It's a cold one, but always a festive scene over there. And here are those ski reports. As of this morning, Beach Mountain Resort has a base of 56 inches, 7 out of the 8 lifts open. So if you're venturing there today, tomorrow, it's going to be great conditions for that. Just definitely cold under lots of sun. Those highs will likely only make it into the middle 30s. Sky Roofing 7-day forecast today. Great day if you're venturing out. Any last minute holiday shopping plans, or if you're headed out this evening to see those McAdenville Christmas USA lights, highs will be in the middle 40s, quickly dropping off tonight close to 30 degrees. Highs back into the 50s. Both Tuesday and Wednesday will stay in the 50s throughout the work week, with that next best chance to see some rain coming next Saturday and Sunday.
Thousands of kids went home with a free gift this morning. Camino held its annual event for Latino families in Charlotte, but as organizers told our Julie Kay, they think this year's event is even more important with the upcoming administration change.
All bundled up for Christmas with Camino. You could feel a chill in the air and the holiday spirit with it.
We are giving away 1,000 free gifts to the kids in our community today.
From the presents to the performances, and definitely to the line out the door.
We've had this event for over a decade, and each year just keeps getting a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger.
Paula Garcia has seen this community and crowd grow, but this holiday it means more.
Some Latinos are feeling a little bit of that terror, a little bit of that fear. And here at Camino, we want the community to know that we are a place of hope and healing.
She says with an upcoming administration change, this holiday has an undertone of fear.
They're even considering dropping out of some of our programs just because of that fear that they might be persecuted or that they might be sought after with that new administration.
Despite that concern, Camino is expanding programs in the new year and opening a dental clinic. And Garcia says this many gifts is a sign that hope is already here.
Todas las personas que están allá que tienen un poquito de miedo, yo quiero saber que Camino está aquí para usted. Estamos aquí para ayudarte y tu familia y siempre puedes venir aquí. Estamos aquí para ustedes.
So this year and next, the Christmas in the air comes from the heart and right into these hands. Julie Kay, WCNC Charlotte.
And right now, Charlotte leaders are mapping out their plans to grow and improve the Queen City in 2025. But first, they must look back. Today, City Councilman Malcolm Graham taking time to meet with reporters to discuss some of the city's successes and failures.
And WCNC Charlotte's Julia Kaufman is joining us live from the Government Center to talk about this look back. What are the big takeaways here, Julia?
Well, we know a big revenue source for the city is hosting major sporting and entertainment events. Graham says, of course, that's a big win for this past year, but a loss has been the city's lagging mobility plan that's supposed to improve transit. Charlotte is bolstering its reputation as a major sports city. Sports and entertainment is in the DNA of the city. The Panthers, the Hornets, Charlotte FC, NASCAR, AAA baseball, PGA golf. Hosting events like Copa America and the Charlotte Invitation this year. Graham wants the city to keep the ball rolling. It's about continuing to put more heads in beds, hotel generation revenue for our restaurants in Uptown Charlotte. He also wants the city to build a professional tennis facility. I look forward to continuing conversation next year with Mecklenburg County and other
leaders about building a facility in Charlotte to host world-class tennis on a regular basis.
1, 2, 3. The push comes after Charlotte planned to build a tennis complex in the River District so it could be the new host of the Western and Southern Open. But it lost that bid in 2023. Graham adding, the city needs to improve transit if it wants to keep attracting tourists.
Obviously, we want to be planning for the future, looking for growth. The transit tax is really, really an important vehicle for us to move forward.
City leaders plan to pay for big transit projects like expanding the Blue Line with a 1-cent sales tax. But they need the state legislature's approval to put the measure on the 2025 ballot for voters to decide.
It's a major setback for the city if we can. I'm cautiously optimistic, but boy, there's a lot of work that has to be done in this short period of time to accomplish it.
Graham says other pain points city leaders are looking to address this year and next are crime and vacant office buildings. For now, we're live in Uptown. Julia Kaufman, WCNC Charlotte.
All right, thanks for that reporting, Julia.
When severe weather impacts the Carolinas, you can help us tell the story.
Our radar helps to keep you weather aware, along with images like these. Here's how to send us a video or picture of conditions impacting your area.
Make sure you're in a safe spot. Take a picture or video, then send it to the Near Me feature on our WCNC News app.
Your image could be part of our weather impact coverage. Download the WCNC News app now.
United Way, meantime, making a new investment in the Queen City. The organization is giving $9 million to nonprofits that work to lift families out of poverty. WCNC Charlotte's Julia Kaufman is highlighting one of the grant recipients tonight and shows us how they're seeking solutions for Latinas.
Despierta provides mental health resources and services for Latina women and teens. Now with a $60,000 grant, they're going to be able to bring their services directly to 4 underserved communities.
It's providing that support in that safe space where they can feel heard and they feel seen.
Removing the stigma and teaching healthy habits.
Like when we're talking with the youth, being able to give them like this toolkit in which we're teaching them about journaling, we're teaching them about setting boundaries.
Despierta is one of 66 nonprofits getting grants under United Way's United Neighborhoods program, bringing vital services to Charlotte's 6 corridors of opportunity. Founder Juliana Lozano says the grant expands their work to more neighborhoods and to schools.
We're going out to the different neighborhoods in which we receive grant funding, and we're building that trust within the community.
Of the total $9 million United Way is donating to nonprofits in 2025, nearly $5 million goes to the Neighborhoods program.
Our mission is to lift children and families out of poverty. So we always like to work with people who are closer to the issues that we see in our city.
United Way of Greater Charlotte's interim CIO, Jamise Ivy, explains, people who live in these impacted communities help determine which needs and services are prioritized.
The residents are able to help us make decisions on who we fund and how much we fund them for.
On top of these community grants, the city and county gave United Way $5 million to invest in its Home for All plan, which will address homelessness. Julia Kaufman, WCNC Charlotte.
Plans to renovate Bank of America Stadium moving forward as Tepper Sports and Entertainment has officially filed a rezoning petition for those upgrades. WCNC Charlotte's Julia Kaufman has been diving into the paperwork all day. So Julia, you were telling us a little bit about some of this possibilities here last hour, and you say some of the other things we'll see could be sidewalks?
Yes, sidewalk work. There's 3 potential projects they could look at, but we're going to talk about that later. First, I wanted to tell you about the possibility of Tepper Sports leaving the door open on a sports book on site at the Bank of America Stadium. So there are no official plans right now for one, but the stadium's rezoning petition for renovations would allow for one in the future. We're getting a clearer picture of what the new and improved Bank of America Stadium could look like. Tepper Sports is asking permission for huge signage and exterior LED screens like in these renderings.
And the beautiful Charlotte skyline.
The upgrades include new seating, restrooms, sound and video systems, a skyline viewing patio, exterior renovations, and more. The rezoning process for the upgrades is a formality to align the stadium with the city's new zoning codes called the UDO. The city already approved the project when leaders agreed to give Tepper Sports $650 million for it in June.
It's a destination.
On top of renovations in and outside of the stadium, there could be improvements around it too. Documents show Tepper Sports may pay for one of 3 sidewalk improvement projects. The options are building a pedestrian path to create a direct connection between West Moorhead and South Mint Streets, enhancing the existing path that connects the practice facility and the stadium, or widening the sidewalk along South Graham Street.
Tepper Sports will need the public's help, of course, on deciding which of those sidewalk projects to move forward with. A spokesperson told me earlier today that they'll likely have a community meeting in February, followed by an official public hearing at a city council zoning meeting. Vanessa.
Okay, Julia, thanks so much for
WCNC Weather Impact, your trusted source for winter weather and beyond. From frost and freezes to snow, get the up-to-date forecast on your schedule.
Your Weather Impact Team, only on WCNC Charlotte.
Stream now on WCNC Plus.
Time now to connect the dots. When we make the news make sense, the U.S. Supreme Court will hear TikTok's appeal over a federal law that could ban the app come next month.
The law requires TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, to sell to an American company or face a ban starting January 19th. Let's connect the dots. The government says the ban is necessary to protect national security. However, TikTok argues the law violates its First Amendment rights and will impact 170 million Americans who use the app. The court will hear arguments on January 10th. That's just 9 days before the ban is set to take place. But justices could issue a quick decision before the law takes effect. If the ban is upheld, it sets a precedent for limiting apps tied to foreign adversaries. If it's overturned, it raises questions about balancing security with free speech. Either way, the ruling could reshape the future of social media and how the government regulates technology. And that is connecting the dots.
As the temperatures drop this weekend, the cold weather is not just hard on us, it's hard on our cars as well. From leaky hoses to dead batteries, freezing temperatures can turn small issues into big problems. WCNC Charlotte's Destiny Richards has tips to keep your car running smoothly this winter.
It's that time of year when our cars need a little more care. We're lucky if the car starts, but things can start leaking, breaking, and deflating.
Cars in general just don't like cold temperatures.
Kevin Davis, the service manager at CMD Automotive, says a dip into below freezing weather can reveal a lot of problems under the hood.
Anytime temperatures drop really low like that, water pumps, radiators, radiator hoses, things of that nature are gonna leak and gonna break. Anything that can potentially be more fragile when it's cold outside or more brittle when it's cold outside is definitely gonna be that way in colder temperatures.
Charlotte has already seen its share of 20-degree temperatures.
If I wake up in the morning and look at the temperature gauge, I can tell you right away how the day is going to go.
James Gorman is one of the owners of CMD Automotive and says there are things drivers can check before that check engine light pops on.
Make sure you take the radiator cap off and that it's filled to the proper level with the proper coolant. Look at the belt, make sure it's not cracked. Batteries, especially in colder weather, you want to make sure that there's no fuzz around the battery, that the terminals are nice and clean.
And that pesky low tire pressure light doesn't go away on its own.
If it goes from 60 to 40 overnight, you'll lose a few pounds. But if it goes from 40 down to 20, those tire pressure lights will come on. You can adjust your tire pressure in the cold weather and then just readjust it in the spring as the weather warms, back up.
Davis says when it's cold out, you can always bring your car in.
We have customers all the time that do that. They'll bring vehicles in and say, hey, we're going to go on a road trip. Can you check it over for us? And that's exactly what you need to do.
It can save you time, money, and your life.
Just use good common sense. If it's something that doesn't feel right or doesn't look normal or doesn't sound normal, get in and get it checked before you're on the side of the road and it's 20 degrees outside.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah, I learned a lot from talking with them. You might just think it's like just your lower tire pressure light comes on. Oh, it's cold.
Yeah.
That's what I need to get fixed. But there's actually a lot that might sneak up on you that you might not think of when the temperature drops.
At the worst possible time, right? Always.
WCNC Weather Impact, your trusted source for winter weather and beyond.
We're committed to keeping you safe, informed, and weather aware.
From frost and freezes to snow, the WCNC Weather Impact Team tells you the timing and the essentials you need to know. Get the up-to-date forecast on your schedule, always streaming on WCNC Plus.
Your weather impact team only on WCNC Charlotte.
Stream now on WCNC Plus.
Let's turn now to that WCNC Charlotte weather impact forecast as we take a live look this morning over Beach Mountain. A lot of folks out there skiing this morning, and what a beautiful day to do that. Cold weather, but a sunny day to take on the slopes. Meteorologist Becca Birdsall joining us now. And Becca, tell us a little bit more about what they're expecting there in the mountains.
Yeah, definitely cold throughout the day, but slightly warmer than it was for yesterday. In fact, this morning dropped down to about 25 degrees, but we're on the warm up. That sunshine, though, is not going to be warming us up much as we take a live look outside from downtown Monroe, courtesy of our Mr. Sparky Carolina Cam Network. Currently 36 degrees. Just a slight breeze out there is making us feel like 31. So that's what you're going to want to dress like as you step out the door this afternoon. Now, temperatures will be slowly warming up out of the 30s into the 40s later on this afternoon, with high temperatures close to about 45. Yesterday we did 43, so just slightly warmer than that. It will be slightly warmer as we head into tonight into early tomorrow morning as well. Waking up for your Christmas Eve morning, close to 30 across the metro area and middle 20s to start off your Tuesday morning. Now, we're still keeping cold thanks to that high pressure system that continues to evict that cold air across the Carolinas, but then watching for that low pressure system off the Carolina coast, and that's going to bring us some moisture tonight into early tomorrow morning with some slight rain chances from about midnight to daybreak. Certainly not going to be much, and our next cold front coming on Tuesday is going to push all of that moisture out. So here's what I'm talking about on that futurecast. 80 evening plans tonight, you'll be good. Definitely don't need the poncho, but we will see some clouds increase, especially east of I-77. A few sprinkles, a few areas of light spotty freezing rain certainly possible with this. It's just not looking much, and it's also going to be fighting some dry air. I do want to caution you, though, that if anything does fall, temperatures will likely be below freezing as you wake up for your Christmas Eve morning. So if you're venturing out on the roadways, just exercise some caution. We have some slick spots out on the roadways, especially on bridges and overpasses. If you're planning out your Christmas Eve and your Christmas Day, here is what that is looking like. I got a cold start for your Christmas Eve morning, but we'll see lots of sun for the afternoon and some much warmer temperatures. Highs making a run back finally into the middle 50s, right where we should be for this time of year. And Christmas Day, we'll have a very similar setup starting off in the lower 30s. We'll see lots of sunshine for the day, maybe a few high clouds mixed in with it. Once again, highs will be in the middle 50s. Now, rain chances, we slim to none over the next couple of days. Best chance does look to come, especially Saturday night into portions of your Sunday. If you are looking for a warm up, we do have one, the extended forecast, as we take a look at that 6-day temperature outlook as we approach the final days of December. It looks like we will get
Thank you for being here with us. First, we want to honor the life and service of Officer Michael Haran, who was killed in the line of duty this morning. Together, we are mourning Officer Haran, who was a husband, a father, a son, a friend, and much more to his family. He became a sworn officer with the department in early 2018 and served in the Patrol Bureau, District 4 on Squad A. Officer Haran was hired in September of 2017 to start the 103rd PBIC Academy. He was an excellent officer. He had an outstanding reputation inside the department and in the community. We ask that you please keep his family, friends, and fellow officers in your thoughts and prayers. Officer Haran responded to a call about a man with a firearm inside of the Food Lion in the 4700 block of Lawndale Drive. A shooting occurred inside of the store at approximately 11 a.m., fatally wounding Officer Haran. circumstances of what led to the shooting are currently being investigated. Thanks to the help of multiple partners, the offender is in custody and there is no threat to the public. We will release more details about the suspect as the investigation evolves. Our department has requested the State Bureau of Investigation to be the lead investigating agency in this case. On behalf of the Greensboro Police Department, we want to thank all of our law enforcement partners across the state for your support and for your efforts today in quickly apprehending the suspect. We also want to thank our community for continuing to support our officers and their families during this difficult time. We will be sharing more information with media after the news conference with details about a GoFundMe as we've received multiple calls of overwhelming support from the community and law enforcement agencies across the nation. We plan to honor Officer Haran's life and service through that. At this time, City Manager Trey Davis would like to share a few words.
Good afternoon. I'm Greensboro City Manager Trey Davis. I want to take a brief moment to recognize our City Council members who are here in support today. Thank you to those of you in the media who have come out to cover this very sad story. Thank you also for staff members who are here present today to support, those of you who may be watching via stream. I wish I was here addressing under different circumstances. And to put it simply, we're heartbroken. I want to express my love and my support for the Greensboro police family, a family that I served along with for 17 years before stepping into this role. This is truly a family, but a family that has been tested today. I want to thank all of you ahead of time before we even go into the next few days for respecting each other as we work through this tragedy. Before we leave today, first and foremost, I would like for us to take a moment to think about Officer Haran's family during this time. Please keep them in your thoughts and prayers. Think about Officer Haran's Greensboro family and the loved ones and those here in this city that support our police department. Thank you.
You have been listening to a news conference with Greensboro Police and the City of Greensboro, and confirming heartbreaking news on this Monday that a Greensboro police officer was shot and killed in the line of duty today.
This is absolutely heartbreaking because you understand, here we are just a couple of days away from Christmas. This is a store that was most likely filled with a lot of shoppers. We do know that the officer who died in that officer-involved shooting inside the Food Lion on Lawndale Drive, his name is Michael Haran. He's described as a husband and a father. He was called an excellent officer with an outstanding reputation.
They said that they weren't ready to kind of really talk about the circumstances that led up to what happened in that shooting. What we are looking at, though, is knowing that there is no longer a danger to the public because there is a person in custody.
Yes, the officers did not release that suspect's name, but we do know that the suspect is in custody, and police say that the SBI is now in charge of this investigation. The city manager also spoke during that press conference. He said, "We are heartbroken," and he's asking just the public and all of us to keep the police department and the family in our thoughts and prayers during this extremely difficult time.
Now, this happened at a Food Lion. You mentioned that lots of people were out there doing their before Christmas shopping and things of that nature. It happened early this morning, 10:30-ish or so. Food Lion has sent us a statement about the situation. And Food Lion says, Food Lion is deeply saddened by the incident that occurred at our store located at 4709 Lawndale Drive in Greensboro. As this is an active investigation, we are directing all questions to local law enforcement. Food Lion is cooperating with authorities and the store will remain closed while the police investigation continues. We are providing resources to support our associates during this difficult time.
Now there is a memorial inside Greensboro Police Headquarters, and you are looking at that right now. That is Michael Haran, the officer who was shot inside the Food Lion at about 11 o'clock this morning. This is again at the location on Lawndale Drive. He was sworn in 2018. He was hired in 2017. You are looking at his hat. You're looking at an American flag. You're looking at his framed photo. And also there is his gun on the table. And if you also look behind the photo, that is actually a copy of the policeman's prayer that is in the frame behind his photo.
So the scene today was clearly chaotic. So much stuff happening. There were people inside the store. There were people that were trying to leave the store, not even knowing some of what was going on. And then that police perimeter went all around the store. So lots of interruption of even the neighborhoods all around that area. So we do want to go to Giselle Thomas. She was there from the very beginning when the call came out that there was a large police presence. Giselle.
Hey everyone, now there's still a very large police presence right here. There actually are still investigators going inside of the Food Lion and coming out. Now I've been here all day and I was able to speak to some people who actually said that they worked here and they were scheduled to come in for the evening shift and they were told that they could not come in. When they described how the neighborhood and also just the environment in this area is that it's a family and they can't believe that something like this has happened. In the time we've been here, I've been able to see there was about 4 ambulances that were on this Food Lion parking lot here in Lawndale. There were also between 15 to 25 police cars still as they're walking back and forth trying to figure out exactly what happened here. Now take a listen to one of the employees that I spoke to when she describes a situation like this happening at her workplace.
We have a very family-oriented, safe store. We do not experience things like this, but there has been a rising crime rate in the neighborhood.
Now, I've also been able to speak to some people who say that this one man, he said that his brother was inside the store as a customer during this time, and also just some people driving by trying to figure out what was going on out of concern. But the main thing is also speaking to the employees. They said that today is one of their busiest days. I mean, when you think about it, this is right before the Christmas holiday. So truly heartbreaking, and everyone just trying to gather everything together and rather rally around and support each other during this time. Live in Greensboro, Giselle Thomas.
Giselle, thank you so much. Again, she was live at the Food Lion on Lawndale Drive. It is closed for the rest of the day. There was an officer-involved shooting inside that store at about 11 o'clock. Officer Michael Haran died in that incident. Police first responded there because there was a man with a gun. Again, this is about 11 o'clock this morning and still a developing story now. Let's now go to WFMY News to Sydney Moore, who has been digging into what we know about that suspect.
Yeah, Julie and Tanya, we do know that the suspect is in custody at this time, as you all were both just saying. But as far as the suspect's name, that name has not been released. And as far as what led up to this devastating incident, that is also still being investigated. Right now, we are currently on scene, only just steps away from the Food Lion itself. We know that they responded to a man with a firearm, fatally killing Officer Haran. And that shooting itself occurred at 11 o'clock a.m. Now, in this press conference, we heard police thank other police officers across the state who helped arrest this suspect. Again, nothing was said about who exactly this suspect is or what led up to this incident itself. Police did tell us that they are continuing to investigate this, and we hope to get more information out as this day continues to go on. Live in Greensboro, Sydney Moore, WFMY News 2.
Sydney, thank you so much. This is a developing story, continuing to follow this, and we will obviously keep you updated when we learn more information about the suspect, but we do know that suspect is now in custody.
All right, so our own Amber Lake was there at the news conference with GPD and also the city. Amber, any other details that you might be able to tell us?
Guys, it's a heartbreaking day here in Greensboro. It's an eerie feeling to even station because it seems as though, I mean, we're almost a year away from the death of Sergeant Dale Nix, and now we're here again for the exact same situation. Everyone inside, it's just a somber feeling. We just left that press conference a few moments ago, and they did test that Officer Michael Haran did lose his life early this morning in that shooting at Food Lion. We learned that he was a father, he was a husband, a son, a friend. So many people loved him, and so many people are heartbroken right now. The assistant police chief was joined by the city mayor, was joined by the city manager, and a few other police officers today to kind of talk about, you know, the tragedy that happened this morning. Here, we're going to let you listen to a little bit of that press conference that describes the officer that lost his life.
He was an excellent officer. He had an outstanding reputation inside the department and in the community. We ask that you please keep his family, friends, and fellow officers in your thoughts and prayers.
And whenever you walk into the police station, you already see a memorial set up for Officer Haran. It's going to be a very tough next 24 hours as the city tries to wrap their head around what happened this morning, guys.
And this is a developing story. We're going to continue to learn more throughout the afternoon.
We will give you an update. Stay with us. We'll join you on the 4 to 5 coming up in about 37 minutes. We'll see you then.
Time now to connect the dots. When we make the news make sense, you might not think we need another social media platform, but Bluesky promises to be a better site.
Since the election, you may have noticed more people talking about Bluesky. So what's all the hype about? Let's connect the dots. Many X users are deleting their accounts in protest of President-elect Donald Trump and X owner Elon Musk. Bluesky saw a massive sign-up surge just days after the president-elect announced Musk would be part of his future administration. In fact, The Guardian reports Musk's platform lost 2.7 million users over the last 2 months, while Bluesky gained almost that same number. According to an online analytics tool, X had its highest number of deactivations the day after the election, with 115,000 users deleting their accounts. Bluesky's creator, Jack Dorsey, is also the former CEO of Twitter, which is now X. Bluesky, designed to give users more control. It's built with open technology that lets communities set their own rules, unlike X, where everything is controlled in one place. But Bluesky is not expected to pass X anytime soon in terms of users. The site reports about 18 million users, while X has an estimated 600 million. And that is Connecting the Dots.
And so far, WCNC Charlotte has not heard of any of these mysterious drone sightings in our area.
But if we did, we wanted to know if those drones would be flying legally.
That's right. WCNC Charlotte's Megan Bragg looks at the rules in North Carolina and verifies tonight.
North Carolina law has specific restrictions on the use of drones, whether they are used for recreational purposes, government purposes, or commercial purposes. So let's verify.
Our sources, North Carolina law, the FAA, and attorney Gary Monty. According to the law, anyone who uses a drone that interferes with manned aircraft that's taking off in flight or landing can face felony criminal charges. It's also a felony to own and fly a drone with a weapon attached. However, according to FAA rules and regulations, it's free game for commercial and recreational drones to fly in uncontrolled airspace up to 400 feet as long as they are following the rules and regulations. However, there are some privacy rules in North Carolina. According to Monty, some laws restrict drone operators from taking pictures or videos of people in their homes or backyards without their consent.
If they do take a photograph of you or film you without your consent, it's also a misdemeanor in North Carolina.
Monty says if the drone is flying over your yard and they are at the rooftop level or below, it could be considered trespassing.
If anybody's flying a drone within that space, they're a trespasser. And you can take whatever action you would normally be able to take.
Now, you cannot fly 5 miles from an airport or above stadiums or public events, and you can only fly drones that weigh less than 55 pounds. With your Verify, I'm Megan Bragg.
WCNC Charlotte is making a difference with your help. When you share your news tips, we go to work.
I sent you that email. 15 minutes later, you're responding to me.
When a Charlotte woman battling cancer